It was the weekend of June 7th and 8th of 2025. It was the final weekend of service at the old Kingsland station that was built back in 1870. On this weekend, and actually the week before, I made a trip up there to get the trains going through the station on this final service day before closing. This was a train to Suffern, led by an ALP 45 DP engine. We made our way down to the lower level platform, trackside, for this next train, with the very historic Erie Lackawanna style 1870 station in the background. As you can see, this was basically a scene taken out of straight from the 1930s. Enjoy this next train as it's on its way to stop at the station, headed towards Hoboken. As you can see, here are the passengers boarding the train, getting ready as they are off to Hoboken, New York, and other destinations. The train is getting ready to depart with Comet 5 cab 6004 leaving with an awesome K5LA, headed towards Hoboken. After the train departed, we made our way up to the street level to get some shots of the old station viewed from the main road. This station was a real staple in the Erie Lackawanna days. As you can see, it's really held on to its old style, Erie Lackawanna style design. This station had heavy usage, but unfortunately with the station closing, would no longer be accessible to the public. However, the station's fate has also remained unknown. There's been plans to possibly turn it into a restaurant, turn it into a museum, or unfortunately, tear it down altogether. Enjoy these sights of the old style station from 1870 through the 30s and the 50s and so on. Here are the tracks looking west on the main line, headed towards Lyndhurst, Delaware, Passaic, all the way out towards Suffern and Port Jervis. As you can see here, this is the only station on the entire New Jersey Transit system to still retain the old original signage of NJT from the early to mid 1980s. Here we have another New Jersey Transit train stopping at the station, heading east towards Hoboken. The train is now departing, headed towards Hoboken. This train has a PL42AC built in the mid-2000s, tagging at the rear of the train. The next clip has a Metro North F40 leading the train headed towards Port Jervis. Another PL42AC leads the train into the station headed towards Suffolk. These trains should be the last for me to see for that day, on Sunday, June 1st. I would later return on Thursday, June 5th, and then eventually the following weekend to get the last few days of the trains here at the station at Kingsland. Alp 45DP 4503 with the Atlas Model Railroad wrap leads the train heading into the station, headed towards Suffolk. The evening of Thursday, June 5th, 2025, finds us again at Kingsland Station. Here is a train heading east towards Hoboken. Trailing is a Jeep 40PH-2 number 4109 in the original CNJ Central Railroad, New Jersey paint. This engine was originally CNJ number 3677. Taken from the bridge of the station platform, here is another train with ELP 45DP engine with its newest LED headlights. As this westbound stops at the station, we also see another eastbound pulling into the station. This train, the eastbound, had a Metro North F40 trailing at the rear of the train. tunnel at Kingsland Station. Finally, what we've been waiting for, a Jeep 4209 trailing a train heading out of Kingsland Station, heading towards Hoboken. Metro North F40 4913 trailing at the rear of the train. These next few clips will show a variety of trains at the Kingsland Station. This was taken on the last day of service, Saturday, June 7th of 2025. The station will be closed around midnight, heading into Sunday, July 8th, after the last service train had departed the station. I wasn't able to stay, but I got plenty of enough action during the day of all these trains as they were coming to and from Kingsland Station, heading towards either Hoboken, Suffern, or Port Jervis. Enjoy the action. Unfortunately, the Jeep 4209 would not return for the rest of the day. However, here's the PL42 leaving one of the final trains of the day into the station at Kingsland. This station will have its mark in the history books as one of the most historic in New Jersey Transit's history. It was quite something to be able to film here on this day, and I really hope you were able to enjoy the action to and from Kingsland Station on the main Bergen County line. As the sun begins to set on this Saturday, June 7th, we see the last few trains at Kingsland Station. It was a bittersweet time. I took the time to get some more trains coming and going, as well as capturing the old station, as it was just a few hours before its final closure. This was around 7 p.m., as the station would close a few hours later at midnight. Enjoy! Next few clips, I ventured back up to the street level to get more views of the old station. Once again, this was taken on the final day of service. Again, as bittersweet as it was, I was very happy and very thankful to be able to capture the station, as again, this was only a few hours before its closure at midnight. Atlas Model Railroad unit returns, leading another train headed towards Suffolk. As the final train begins to depart the station heading into the sunset, I would like to thank you for watching this video. If you would like to see any more content or any more videos, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Pete Leiden for Rail Finding Productions. Thank you so much for watching.